What is going on, guys? 821 Mayo here, and today we are going to be going over Rainbow Six Siege tips you need to hear. With all of that being said, let's jump into the video. I first want to say this video is going to be straight to the point, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this at all. Starting us off, let's talk about a question I get asked almost daily in my Twitch chat. People will ask me questions like, what do I do if I play with someone who's toxic, or should I stop playing with someone who's toxic? The short answer is yes, you should. There should be absolutely no reason for you to hang out or play with someone who is always toxic or negative towards you or your friends. Ask yourself this question. What am I benefiting from someone who is constantly negative towards me for no reason? You're benefiting from nothing. They bring nothing into your life or when you play the game. All they do is bring you down and make you feel horrible about the decisions you make. The more and more you play with someone who is always toxic, the more likely you are to be depressed or even acting how the toxic person acts. Obviously, you don't want either. Now let me make a distinction here. There's a difference between someone who might crack a joke or two, and that's all in good fun, but if the person is constantly just saying horrible things to you about how they think you're not good at the game, or intentionally tries to make you feel bad, then that's someone who is trying to make you feel bad because it makes them feel better. So if you have someone like that in your life, or in the group of people you play with, reflect on them and truly ask yourself what you're benefiting from that relationship when you hang out with that person. Bottom line is, negativity is a magnet for more negativity. The second thing I want to cover is when a new player or inexperienced player copies someone else's settings hoping it will make them better at the game. This will not make you play better or as good as the person's settings you copied. If that's how it worked, then everyone would be using the exact same settings. You have to find out what works best for you. Just because one thing works for somebody you know or look up to does not mean that it will have the same effect on you. It is up to you to find out what is your best combination of settings. It's a trial and error system where you might like one thing and not the other. So you change something. And slowly over time, you get better and better and get more in tune with what you like and don't like. It all comes down to tailoring the things that work best for you, not other people. The next thing I want to cover is something that all of us need to hear, and that is stop making excuses. Stop blaming the game for a mistake you made or a dumb play you tried to make. Now, there are situations where it is the game's fault, like audio not playing, debris, or any other bug that might lead you to dying, but bottom line is, it's up to you to trust the game enough for those situations to play out. Let me show you a perfect example of what I mean. Here you're going to see a clip where I am in a clutch situation. I get it down to a 1v1 and I sit there and wait for the last enemy to peek me, since I do have full sight access and I know exactly where he's at. We need to deal with this guy, Baguette.
God, he got me off from hell.
He's dead?
Yeah, Anti.
Down to one friendly.
Jaeger's 75. What?
Yellow ping, let's see it. Let's see it, baby. Let's see it. Don't see him and yellow ping probably. Yep, let's go. Siege 2020, baby. Siege 2020. I have every advantage. I still lose. So in the clip, you saw that not only did I get yellow pinged, but there was also a client-side body on my screen, which means I was looking at a body while the Vigil saw the body somewhere else. Let me say a few things before I continue. Firstly, in my opinion, I think that the yellow ping is something that should have never been added to the game, as it was supposed to help people be more vocal and skilled with their communication, but I think it did the exact opposite. The other thing is that there's a client-side body. Anything client-side should never be in any esport game, as it will lead to unpredictable situations like the one you just saw. And for the people who don't understand what client-side is, allow me to explain. So as you saw, the Jaeger's dead body was on the wall on my screen, but on Vigil's, it was somewhere else in that area. What issues this causes is that everyone else in the lobby sees the body in a different location, since it's the client that dealt with the location of the body and not the server. So there's your difference. Client side is what the game renders and you see on your client, while server side is what everyone else sees on the server. So in that situation, and with what I just explained, you might agree with me that it was the game's fault that I lost that round. And while I was upset in the moment, it's ultimately up to me to trust the game there or not. It was a decision I made which led me to dying. Again, Anything client-side in Siege should not be a thing, as it will lead to something being unpredictable in any situation. But it was ultimately my choice to stand there when I knew well enough that there was the possibility that the Vigil saw the body somewhere else. Meaning I should not make the excuse and blame the game in that situation. And the reason is because it's the hand that we're dealt. If I know that client-side bodies are in the game, then I should have no reason to blame the game, and I should only blame myself for being dumb. That's what I mean by making excuses. Just because someone makes a rat play and kills you, and you get upset, does not mean it's okay for you to make an excuse to make yourself feel better. You are in control of your thought process and operator each and every round. Meaning you made the decisions to lead you to a situation where you thought it was okay to make an excuse for something you did that was wrong. Another huge thing that I get asked daily in my Twitch chat is, how do I get better at Rainbow Six Siege? By the way, if you're not following my Twitch channel, I stream there every day. Anyways, the question is, how do I get better? And to put it bluntly, you have to play the game. Playing this game and trying to get better day in and day out is trying to pay for a supercar when you have a minimum wage job. It is a grind. You have to be hungry for it. There is no shortcuts, no secret ways to get better faster. You simply have to grind. It's like saying, how do I lose 40 pounds naturally, but then you don't want to put in the work at the gym expecting it to happen overnight. It simply will not happen. You have to want it more than the next guy. You have to grind in order to get better at the game. And before people jump down my throat, I understand that some people don't have all day to play the game, and people have jobs and lives outside of Siege, which is completely fine, and I understand. Well, if you're one of those people, then find ways for you to learn the game faster. Watch videos in your free time. Watch my tip videos. There are ways to make the process be more efficient. It all depends on how bad you want to get better. Our next topic is something I don't see talked about a lot in other tip videos, and I think it's something I should touch on. I'm sure we have all been in a situation where someone dies and they instantly start blaming their team for something that should have happened during a round but it didn't. And now they start letting their anger loose. Well, yeah, don't be that person. You cannot expect someone to do something for you or the team without communicating it, and then get upset when that thing you wanted done didn't happen. What are they supposed to do? Read your mind? Communication is key in any aspect of Siege or even life. You have to be verbally transparent with your team to have a successful round. You cannot expect something out of people when they don't know what it is you're expecting from them. Now, the last and final thing I want to go over, which is mechanics. Movement, aim, and mechanical skill is not the answer to becoming a great player. Having above average mechanics and amazing thought process will do more good in Siege than someone who has the best mechanics in the world with a below average thought process. Don't get me wrong, mechanics are still important, but I think it's something that is way overlooked in Siege. If you put the best mechanical player in the world up against two average aiming players, but they think more, they simply could establish a crossfire and win the round, because they used their brain before they relied solely on mechanics. It's important to realize what game we're playing. Rainbow Six Siege, a game where you can make a play or do something an enemy has never seen before, and you kill them simply because you thought outside of the box. Now, that is going to wrap up today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I put a lot of hard work and time into these tip videos, so if you guys learned something new, make sure you support the channel. You can also find links to all of my social media as well as my Patreon, Discord, and tip video playlist in the description. I have over 50 different tip videos in that tip video playlist, so there are high chances I've already made a video on a topic you're struggling with. I post daily content on my TikTok and Instagram, so make sure you guys go show me some love there. And with all of that being said, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.